All farmers need is the USDA label on their products to sell it organically, and it sells for 20 to 100% of the price of conventional food in grocery stores. But the price difference could be an incentive for the industry to misrepresent itself, and it raises the question whether certifying agencies are effectively policing the industry for fraud. Many say they are not. The National Organic Program accredits certifying agencies to inspect farms, but a 2010 USDA audit revealed troubling trends such as poor enforcement, failing to punish operators that violated rules, lack of pesticide residue testing to ensure farms are chemical-free, even though organic law requires it, inconsistency, agencies that vary in how they punish violators, and slow complaint processing, taking too long to act on tips from the public of alleged fraud. On a windy fall afternoon near Fairfield, Iowa, an organic inspector makes his annual rounds of Maharishi University Organic Farms, where food is grown for the campus cafeteria. The farm has been certified since 2002. Since then, Steve McClaskey, director of the farm and biology professor at the university, has seen his share of inspectors.
There's a wide range of inspectors. Some are very thorough and want to see all the records, and some just have a look around and you wonder what they're looking at.
And McClaskey's not alone. A neighboring farmer noticed the same phenomenon while working as manager of delivery and sales.
It sort of seems like they come for 20 minutes, half hour, they walk around, they ask if I spray here, they ask if I spray there. No. I'm like, all right, that'll be $2,000.
These annual visits are scheduled in advance, giving farmers the chance to prepare. Inspectors are supposed to make sure farms only use organic materials, check that they have sufficient buffer zones between non-organic neighbors, and have a crop rotation in place to maintain soils.
Organic.
They also perform an audit trail using receipts to track what's been planted and what's been sold to make sure they match. Kanan Rice, an organic inspector in Iowa, says the audit is the most important part of his job, at least in principle.
Most of the inspectors have not followed the audit trail from seed to delivery as thoroughly as this inspection did.
In fact, there may be incentives for some inspectors not to be so thorough. Rice said that less professional certifying agencies often get business because they go easier on their farmers.
So if one certifier can do that for less money than another, basic economics tells you they're probably going to choose the easier certifier and the less expensive certifier.
Agencies pay out of pocket to test for pesticide residues or to make unannounced visits, both suggested by the program but not required.
Never been asked to, never have.
But there are organic farmers who welcome stringent agencies. Andrew Dunham of Grinnell Heritage Farm chose a nonprofit agency because he knew it to be more rigorous.
I want to be held to a pretty high standard. I want my auditor to come in and know what the heck they're talking about.
This is the case for many dedicated organic farmers. But Rice says some farmers only have dollars in mind and not strict agencies.
I'd say there's about a quarter of them who are only in it because there's a premium.
Will Fantle, co-founder of a watchdog group that supports organic agriculture, addressed these same motivations seen on a corporate level at a standards board meeting in Madison, Wisconsin.
Some of these companies don't necessarily have the same interest in mind and are solely interested in putting a product out there that has an organic certification or seal on it, and they don't care how it got there.
Yet Dunham still thinks the third-party audit provides the most quality assurance available today.
Unless you have that third party, the people just have to trust you.
McClaskey says he takes it upon himself to maintain the purity of the standard.
The big interests are interested in weakening the standards so they can do whatever they want and call it organic and get away with it. It's the dedicated organic farmers who really want to do it right, who need to be vigilant to make sure that the USDA doesn't give in to those big interests and weaken the standards.
Some farmers resist certification because of these big interests, but Rice says it's often the paperwork that drives them off. Out of more than 200 farms that lost certification in 2010, 90% were related to paperwork and fees, according to organic program records.
A lot of farmers really despise paperwork. They're really, really good at growing things, but they're not good at keeping record of that.
Farmers like McClaskey are especially disadvantaged. He grows more than 50 varieties of vegetables and must track all of his planting and selling. Row crop producers, on the other hand, plant once and sell once.
They might plant twice a year, once for corn and once for soybeans, and I'm planting almost every week of the year.
Small farmers agree that the certified organic label has stretched to accommodate a wide range of practices instead of the uniformity the founders of organic hoped for.